All right, Philly.
Yes, Glennie.
This question here, I was actually going to tag you in the Facebook group, but I didn't because I don't think you're on there much anymore, are you?
I am, but I try not to get on Facebook that much. I try and be present with my family.
I wouldn't have Facebook if it wasn't for our Facebook group.
Yeah.
But it's our kind of where I get the finger on the pulse for everything that we do here. This one is for you. Silly question alert.
Hey, you know what?
But here we are.
The only
Tell
silly
me.
question is the one that's not asked.
Thanks, Dad. Is it worth having life and TPD insurance if I plan on moving overseas in a year or two and not coming back?
Well, the answer is yes. There are a few factors. So when it comes to like applying for the cover, the insurance company will ask, all insurance companies ask, do you have intention to go overseas in the next 12 months? So if you don't have any hard plans and you're like, maybe in 2 years and maybe I'll never come back.
Are they saying within the next 12 months or is it just intentions at all?
No, 12 months.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
normally
good.
it's 12 months. And so not coming back is an interesting thing. If you're legitimately going to migrate to another country, then does it make sense to have an Australian bank account, pay those premiums, or to have your Australian super fund pay those premiums? And so if you have no intention of coming back, then maybe it's not worth having it. If it's a maybe I will, maybe I won't, then it may be worth setting it up. But just like our point before, it's all individualized. It depends on what country you're going to. Because if this person's saying, I'm going to the UK, they've got great insurance companies in the UK and you're planning on living there for the rest of your life, set it up over there.
Yeah, I would probably disagree with the insurance god across the table from me. But I want to ask you a couple of questions and maybe you can answer it after. Do you have companies that would insure people that live in Australia at the moment who are moving overseas temporarily or permanently?
Yeah, it is much harder.
Okay.
So
is it, as Ralph Wiggums would say, impossible?
I actually don't even know what that question is. I know Ralph Wiggins, but what's
Me fail
impossible?
English, that's impossible.
As in meaning it is possible
It's
or
not possible.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
It is difficult. So if you have any intention to live abroad in the next 12 months, most insurers will say no. Now, one thing that we've done at Sky is there's like, I think 400,000 expats living abroad.
Wow.
Aussies living overseas, either in the Middle East or in the UK or in the US. And so what we did is we've got some great partners who work exclusively in that space, and they've come to us and said, we can't get insurance for our overseas clients. Is there anything you can do? And we spent an awful amount of time trying to negotiate with an insurance company because pre-COVID, there were some policies that you could get if you lived overseas. Post-COVID, everyone just shut down shops and hadn't touched it since. So there is one insurer who will insure Aussie expats if they don't have a clear intention to return to Australia.
Right, okay.
And that's an Australian policy. There are a few terms and conditions that are different, but essentially it's the same policy that you can get in Australia. There are some other insurers who need you to have a clear intention to return back to Australia within like 2 years or 5 years.
Which could be a work contract or some other type of document.
So a lot of people like
Or
who
when
are
the kids are starting school. or
some
something.
people have intention, like when the kids are going back to uni, we want them in Australian universities. So they have a clear intention to come back in that time and they know that. A lot of the contracts overseas will be like 12 months renewing contracts.
Right. So they're not a guarantee renewable contract.
Well, sorry, no, the employment contracts.
Right, sure,
over there.
sure.
So,
Yes,
someone
yes.
is on a contract and it just every 12 months or every 3 years, they're just rolling into another contract. And so if that's the case and they don't actually have an intention to return in the next few years, then some other insurers are excluded, but we still have one where there doesn't need to be a clear intention to return back to Australia.
Yeah, right.
But the life insurance contracts are exactly the same as what they are if you live in Australia.
Okay, so it is possible if someone was looking, like Sue here was looking, she could contact you and be like, can you help us out based on this situation?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I disagree with you on is, as far as I'm concerned with insurance, we are insuring a need.
Yes.
And so let's just use, what did Sue say? Yeah, life and TBD.
Yeah.
So Sue has a need for life and TBD. It could be we've got young family, we've got a mortgage, we've got debt, literally have a need for insurance.
Yes.
So we insure today for that need if it arises in the future.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, the next day, regardless of if your situation changes, and yeah, I think we will go overseas in 2 years and live, well, that didn't change the need overnight.
Yes.
So I think we insure the need when it is there. If it comes to in 2 years' time or a year's time, it's like 12 months down the road, yeah, we're going to do it. No, but we're going to do it in 2 years now, not another year and not right now. Awesome. The need is still there, still got young family, still got mortgage and debt.
Yep.
And the reason why I say I would do it in Australia is because in 2 years' time, when it comes that we are moving abroad and your health had changed, you might not be insurable anymore.
Yeah.
So at least it's a take the policy out now because the need's here and we just review each year.
And where did we disagree? Did I say you shouldn't take out the policy?
You're like, you probably wouldn't because you can get a policy overseas.
I could have said that. Okay. I don't think I meant to say that.
Okay, so are you saying basically insure yourself now?
Yeah.
And then when you go overseas, get a policy over there.
Yeah, that could be the option. Yeah, so get the cover today.
Yes.
Even if you're only going to hold it for 2 years, but at that point in time when you are somewhere else,
get the
decide, well, I'm in the UK, going to be here for the rest of my life, then cancel your Aussie policy and set up
after the new one is set up.
Yeah, after the new one set up. Yeah, go and set it up.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, because like in the next 2 years...
But you're not setting up a level policy here or anything like that. No, you just get the cover, move on with your life, review it year on year.
Yes.
If the plans change, awesome, you've got insurance. If it happens sooner, awesome, you're insured. When you get settled in the new country, take up your insurance. If you're medically declined in that country, well, hey, at least we've still got $1 million in AUD that we're insured for.
Yeah, and I guess the thing that I would say is if anyone's planning on living abroad and may come back to Australia, then the answer is 100% yes. If the need is for life and TBD, get it.
Yes.
And likely maintain it.
Yes.
Until retirement. In this situation, it is get it today, but then once you're over there in a country that has good quality policies, then move to those policies over there.
They might be moving to the armpit of the universe or something like that, where there isn't an insurer.
Yeah, and there are some countries that which you probably just wouldn't want to have those contracts domiciled there, because in Australia there's great.
There's contract protections and all that.
There's so many laws to protect, the stability of the insurance provider. So many laws in fact that it has to be renewed every year. They can't just opt out of that cover. And so that's why Australian contracts are very, very favourable. But there are some other jurisdictions that are also very, really favourable.
Yeah, sweet. We'll be right back after this.
If you're after personal financial advice, don't get it from a podcast. If you would like help based on your own personal situation, head over to moneypodcast.com.au, click Get Help, and we'd be happy to introduce you to one of our trusted professionals. Our panel of vetted financial advisors and mortgage brokers work with people all over Australia so they can connect with you wherever you are. That's moneypodcast.com.au and click Get Help.